A deadly E. coli outbreak tied to a popular McDonald's menu item is making headlines, and it's not the first time. Because what you're eating at McDonald's isn't just unhealthy, it's a chemical cocktail that would make a lab technician nervous. We're talking about fries with 19 ingredients, chicken nuggets packed with binders and additives, and soda fountain drinks that have tested positive for fecal bacteria. This isn't fast food. This is engineered consumption. From industrial preservatives to chemicals used in medical devices, McDonald's hides more than you think. So buckle up! We're about to expose the 10 shocking secrets behind the golden arches. Ready? Let's get into it. Soda fountain of filth. Those cold, fizzy refills you grabbed after school, the cup sweating in your hand at the movie theater, the unlimited pours on road trips, the familiar hiss as ice fills the cup, syrup swirls into clear water, and everything feels harmless, refreshing, and safe. It feels like the cleanest thing on the menu, just carbonated water and syrup, right? Wrong. Behind that plastic lid and paper straw sits one of the dirtiest biological systems in fast food. Multiple independent food safety investigations have found that soda fountain machines, including those used at major chains like McDonald's, Burger King, and KFC, are routinely contaminated with coliform bacteria, the same bacterial class used by health departments to detect fecal contamination. Not dust, not germs, poop bacteria. And it doesn't just pass through. Inside those dark, wet tubes, bacteria form biofilms, slimy bacterial colonies that cling to the internal walls of the system. These are the same microbial growth structures found inside hospital drains, sewage piping, and morgue equipment. Once they form, wiping the nozzle does almost nothing. Removing them requires dismantling the entire machine, something that rarely happens in high-speed, understaffed restaurants built around volume, not sanitation. And then there's the ice. Ice machines at McDonald's, Burger King, and Starbucks have repeatedly tested more contaminated than toilet water. Toilets are cleaned daily. Ice machines are dark, damp, and rarely opened, making them perfect bacterial incubators. This isn't a freak accident, it's a chronic exposure system. Every refill quietly re-adds biological contamination into your body, sip after sip, visit after visit. And the system explains why. Deep cleaning slows speed. Speed slows profit, so cleanliness quietly disappears. Your health is the cost that keeps soda profitable. So the next time you hear that innocent hiss of carbonation, ask yourself, are you quenching your thirst or drinking from a bacterial pipeline no one wants to admit exists? And if the drinks look like this, what do you think is happening inside the soft serve machine your kids love? The ice cream machine, soft serve ice cream. The melting swirl in a paper cone, McFlurries after school, that smooth, cold sweetness that feels like childhood, reward, comfort, and safety. It feels like the cleanest dessert in fast food, just frozen milk and sugar, right? Wrong. Those machines are some of the most biologically contaminated systems in fast food. Inside the dark internal tubing lives exactly what bacteria love most: moisture, sugar, warmth between cycles, and zero airflow. The result is biofilm colonies, slimy bacterial growth structures also found inside hospital drains, sewage piping, and morgue equipment. Former employees have posted footage of black sludge, pink mold, and hardened dairy residue sitting inside these machines for weeks. Some reported the odor was so foul it caused gagging. That's not dessert prep, that's microbial fermentation. And the most dangerous resident is Listeria, a cold-tolerant bacteria capable of surviving refrigeration and causing severe gastrointestinal illness, meningitis, miscarriages, and death. Infants, pregnant women, and the elderly are the most vulnerable. This isn't a rare incident. It's a chronic exposure system. Every swirl quietly re-adds biological contamination into your body, visit after visit. And here's why it never truly gets fixed. The machines are expensive, fragile, and locked behind proprietary service contracts. Cleaning them takes hours. Repairs cost thousands. Both slow speed, speed slows profit. So instead of fixing the system, they just tell you it's broken. Your safety is the part that gets skipped. So the next time someone apologizes for the ice cream machine being down, hear what they're really saying. We don't trust what's growing inside it. Because that smooth, sweet McFlurry, it may come with microbial colonies normally found in sewage systems. And if dessert machines look like this, what do you think is happening to the breakfast equipment that feeds your kids? The 19-ingredient French fry. French fries. Golden, crispy, perfectly salted sticks of comfort we've trusted since childhood. They feel simple, familiar, safe. After all, it's just potatoes, oil, and salt, right? Wrong. At McDonald's, those fries contain 19 separate ingredients, and that's where things quietly unravel. Instead of simplicity, you get a factory formula. Potatoes cooked in 4 different oils: canola, corn, soybean, and hydrogenated soybean oil, then treated with dextrose, sodium acid pyrophosphate, natural beef flavor that contains wheat and milk, plus preservatives like TBHQ and dimethylpolysiloxane. This isn't food engineering for taste, it's system engineering for consistency. Dimethylpolysiloxane is added to stop oil from foaming. That same compound is commonly used in silicone sealants, contact lenses, silly putty, and breast implants. TBHQ, a petroleum-derived preservative, exists to keep oil from going rancid on shelves. The FDA allows it in small doses, yet higher exposure has been linked to nausea, dizziness, vision issues, and cellular damage in studies. This isn't a one-time indulgence. These compounds accumulate, meal after meal, year after year, quietly stressing systems your body never evolved to process. And here's the part that exposes the lie. In the UK, McDonald's fries use 4 ingredients: potatoes, oil, dextrose, and salt. No silicone additives, no petroleum preservatives, same brand, same logo. So why does America get the chemistry set? Because longer shelf life means higher margins, and profit wins over simplicity. You weren't careless, you were optimized. And that natural beef flavor? It's a hidden trap for vegans and anyone with wheat or milk sensitivities, slipped in without most people ever realizing. So the next time you bite into a crisp, golden fry, ask yourself, are you eating food or the byproduct of industrial convenience? And if fries are this complicated, what do you think happens when we move on to chicken? Chicken McNuggets, more than meets the eye. Chicken McNuggets. Golden, crispy, perfectly dippable bites that feel familiar, safe, almost wholesome. They're marketed as pure white meat, something simple you can trust. After all, it's just chicken, right? Not exactly. McDonald's is careful to say there's no pink slime, and technically, that's true. But what replaces it isn't simplicity, it's processing. Start with sodium aluminum phosphate, added to make nuggets light and fluffy. It sounds harmless until you realize it introduces aluminum compounds into your food, substances that, in high exposure, have been linked in studies to neurological concerns. This isn't nutrition, it's texture engineering. Then comes dextrose, basically sugar, added not for flavor, but to make nuggets brown evenly and look appetizing. Your brain reads golden, even when your body doesn't need it. And the sodium? A 6-piece nugget already pushes close to a quarter of your daily limit. Add dipping sauces, and suddenly you're forcing your heart and kidneys into overdrive from what was supposed to be a quick snack. But the real gamble isn't even listed cleanly on the menu. Many McNuggets are cooked in shared oil with fries, hash browns, and butter-coated breakfast items. For someone with dairy sensitivities, that cross-contamination isn't a theory. It's a risk, a hidden one. And the chicken itself? While labeled all white meat, it's mechanically processed, ground, mixed, seasoned, and bound together before being coated and fried. Not pink slime, but far from the intact chicken breast your mind imagines. This isn't a one-off indulgence. It's a repeat exposure system. Additives, sodium, and processing layered meal after meal, normalized through nostalgia. And once again, the pattern appears. Convenience and profit demand speed, shelf stability, and visual perfection. Your body is expected to adapt. So when you bite into that crispy nugget, remember, you're not just eating chicken. You're eating design decisions made for efficiency, not health. And if nuggets are this engineered, wait until you see what's hiding in the breakfast menu. Breakfast sandwich butter bomb. McDonald's breakfast feels safe, warm, comforting. A quick start to the day when you're tired and in a rush. A sausage McMuffin with egg sounds almost reasonable. Sausage, egg, cheese, English muffin. Simple. It's just breakfast, right? Not even close. That single sandwich delivers 830 calories, 51 grams of fat, and 1,290 milligrams of sodium, more than half your daily sodium limit before your day has even started. That quick bite immediately puts stress on your heart, kidneys, and blood pressure. But the real problem isn't just the numbers, it's the butter. McDonald's switched from margarine to real butter on breakfast buns, a change that sounds wholesome on paper. In reality, employees are instructed to drench the muffins, spreading full tablespoons on each half. That's 2 tablespoons of butter per sandwich before the cheese or sausage even enters the picture. Skip the cheese to be healthier? Doesn't matter. The bun itself is already a saturated fat delivery system and a hidden danger for anyone with dairy sensitivity. Then come the hash browns, crispy, golden, addictive, and fried in the same oil used for fries and nuggets, soaking up leftover processed fats and additives. Worse, frying starchy foods at high temperatures creates acrylamide, a chemical classified as a probable carcinogen. Studies have linked it to nerve damage, reproductive issues, and increased cancer risk. This isn't an occasional indulgence problem. It's a daily routine problem. Morning after morning, you're loading your system with sodium, saturated fat, and heat-created chemicals before your body has even fully woken up. And once again, the pattern is clear. Butter increases flavor. Salt boosts cravings. Frying maximizes speed. Health slows profit, so it's optional. That breakfast sandwich isn't fuel. It's engineered addiction, served before 9 a.m. If you want a real alternative, it doesn't require perfection, just control. A simple egg, lightly buttered toast, and oven-baked potatoes take less than 20 minutes, cost less, and don't come with a chemical footnote. And if breakfast is already this extreme, what do you think the healthy menu options look like? Filet-O-Fish Milk Mystery. A fish sandwich feels like the safe choice. Lighter, cleaner, something you order when you're trying to be responsible. Just fish, tartar sauce, and a bun. Simple, right? Not in the United States. The Filet-O-Fish patty contains milk hidden inside the batter. Milk in fish. For anyone with lactose intolerance or a dairy allergy, that single sandwich can mean stomach pain, bloating, inflammation, or worse. And it's not front and center on the menu. Most people never see it coming. That's not transparency, that's a trap. Then there's the tartar sauce, the part that feels harmless. It's loaded with high fructose corn syrup, a sugar additive linked to obesity, fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and metabolic dysfunction. So even your healthy order delivers a sugar hit you never asked for. And the fish itself? It isn't fresh off the grill. McDonald's sources its fish from Alaska, but the patties are processed, frozen, shipped, refrozen, and fried. By the time it reaches your bun, it's lost nearly all resemblance to real fish. What you're eating is closer to fish-flavored protein paste, held together with binders and coatings. And yes, it's fried in the same oil as fries and nuggets, absorbing the same processed fats and chemical residues from the rest of the menu. This isn't a lighter alternative, it's a disguise. Once again, the pattern repeats. Dairy added for texture, sugar added for taste, processing added for shelf life, clarity removed for profit. So if you're choosing fish for health reasons, the Filet-O-Fish isn't helping you, it's misleading you. A real fish sandwich doesn't need hidden milk, sugar syrup, or shared fryer oil. A simple grilled filet at home takes minutes and doesn't come with an ingredient surprise. And if even the healthy option is this compromised, what do you think is hiding inside the salads? Salads worse than a Big Mac. A salad feels like redemption. The choice you make when you're trying to be good. Fresh greens, lean protein, maybe a light dressing. Something that says, I'm being responsible. It's the healthy option, right? Not at McDonald's. Some of their so-called premium salads were worse than a Big Mac. Take the Southwest Crispy Chicken Salad. The chicken alone delivered 450 calories and 21 grams of fat, before dressing, toppings, or extras. Once you poured on the dressing, often loaded with high fructose corn syrup, oils, and preservatives, the total climbed past 600 calories, beating the Big Mac's 563. And that chicken? It wasn't grilled, it wasn't fresh, it was fried nugget meat, the same processed pieces used in McNuggets, just chopped up and dropped onto lettuce. Engineered for crunch, shelf life, and speed. not health. The greens don't save it either. McDonald's lettuce is pre-packaged, mass-shipped, and stored for scale, not freshness. That means wilted leaves, slimy textures, and sometimes something far worse. Fast food kitchens are designed to handle frozen patties, not delicate produce, and the risk isn't theoretical. In 2018, a cyclospora outbreak linked to McDonald's salads sickened over 500 people across 15 states. Symptoms included severe diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach cramps. A product marketed as healthy ended up spreading a parasite. That's not a nutrition issue, and that's a biological failure. Shortly after, McDonald's quietly removed salads from the menu, citing simplification. But the reality was clear. They didn't sell well, didn't taste good, and carried risks the system couldn't control. Once again, the pattern shows itself. Fried meat disguised as protein, sugar hidden in dressing, freshness sacrificed for scale, health marketed but not delivered. So when you order a fast food salad, you're not choosing clean eating. You're choosing marketing over mechanics. If you want a real salad, the safest place to get one is where you control it. Your own kitchen. Fresh greens, real protein, simple dressing, no surprises. And if even the salads are worse than a Big Mac, what do you think happens when we get to the drinks labeled diet? Big Mac sauce secrets. The Big Mac is iconic. 2 beef patties, sesame seed bun, lettuce, cheese, and that legendary special sauce. It feels classic, timeless, almost comforting. After all, it's just a burger, right? That's where the illusion begins. McDonald's describes the sauce as a simple blend: mayonnaise, sweet pickle relish, mustard, vinegar, garlic, onion, paprika. Sounds harmless, familiar, homemade even. But look closer, and the story changes. That special sauce contains high fructose corn syrup, a sugar linked to obesity, fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and metabolic dysfunction. It also relies heavily on soybean oil, a highly processed oil designed for shelf stability, not nutrition. Then come the preservatives, potassium sorbate and calcium disodium EDTA, added to keep the sauce from separating or spoiling. And then there's the part most people never expect: propylene glycol, a moisture-retaining chemical also used in anti-freeze formulations, e-cigarette liquids, and cosmetics. In food, it keeps sauces smooth and stable, but its presence signals something important. This isn't made to nourish you. It's made to survive warehouses. And the beef doesn't rescue the story. McDonald's proudly says the patties are 100% pure beef. No fillers, no pink slime. Technically true, but pure doesn't mean whole or fresh. The meat comes from trimmings and scraps, ground together, frozen, shipped, and reheated. While pink slime was phased out years ago, the beef is still heavily processed and sourced from industrial-scale factory farms, where speed and volume come first. This isn't a one-off indulgence. It's a layered system. Sugar to hook your taste buds, chemicals to preserve texture, processing to maximize efficiency, marketing to make it feel classic. That Big Mac isn't just a burger. It's a case study in food engineering, wrapped in nostalgia and sold as tradition. So the next time you taste that special sauce, remember, the flavor isn't an accident, it's a formula.
And if the crown jewel of the menu is this engineered,
what do you think is hiding in the items they barely advertise? McCafe mold problem. A McCafe drink feels like the smarter choice. Cheaper than Starbucks. Familiar. A quick latte or iced coffee to get your day started without thinking twice. It's just coffee and milk, right? That assumption is exactly the problem. Behind the counter, McDonald's coffee machines are notoriously difficult to clean, and multiple health inspections, along with former employee reports, paint a disturbing picture. Inside the tubing, nozzles, and mixing chambers are dark, damp environments where bacteria, mold, and biofilms thrive. Former workers have shared photos showing black mold coating internal tubes, slimy residue inside milk reservoirs, and dried, crusted milk clogging nozzles. This isn't surface dirt, it's internal contamination. And once biofilms form, simple wipe-downs don't work. Biofilms are protective bacterial colonies that shield microbes from cleaning agents. Proper removal requires full disassembly and specialized sanitation, something most locations skip because it takes time, training, and labor. Then there's the milk. McDonald's uses ultra-pasteurized milk, designed for long shelf life, not freshness. It can sit refrigerated for extended periods before use. When that milk runs through machines that aren't deeply sanitized, it becomes the perfect delivery system for bacteria and mold spores. Your creamy latte may be anything but fresh. The health risks aren't hypothetical. Mold exposure can trigger allergic reactions, respiratory irritation, asthma attacks, and chronic inflammation. Bacterial contamination can cause stomach upset, nausea, and infections, especially dangerous for people with weakened immune systems. And this isn't a one-time risk. Daily coffee drinkers are exposing themselves again and again, trusting a system that prioritizes speed and volume over deep sanitation. Once more, the pattern reveals itself. Complex machines, minimal cleaning time, long-lasting ingredients, profit before prevention. So the next time you order a McCafe drink, ask yourself, are you getting a morning boost? Or swallowing a microbial cocktail disguised as comfort? If you want to reduce risk, sealed bottled drinks or home-brewed coffee are safer bets, because at least you know what touched your cup.
And if even the coffee machines are this contaminated?
What do you think is happening to the one item kids consume the most? Impossible to pronounce ingredients. This is the real issue, bigger than calories, fat, or sugar. Most people have no idea what they're actually eating at McDonald's. Not because the information is hidden, but because the ingredients are so chemically complex that they don't register as food anymore. Long clinical names that feel distant, harmless, ignorable. That's the trick. Take azotocarbonamide. It was once used in McDonald's buns to improve texture. You might also recognize it from yoga mats and shoe rubber. Public backlash forced its removal in 2016, but it was there for years, unnoticed, eaten daily by millions. Or carrageenan, a seaweed-derived thickener found in shakes and desserts. It sounds natural, yet studies have linked it to gut inflammation, digestive distress, and intestinal damage, especially with repeated exposure. Then there's sodium benzoate, a preservative used to extend shelf life in sauces. Research has associated it with hyperactivity in children and potential DNA damage in lab settings. And woven through nearly everything? High fructose corn syrup. In buns, sauces, drinks, even pickles. A sweetener tied to obesity, insulin resistance, fatty liver disease, and metabolic dysfunction. Each ingredient on its own is labeled FDA approved. But approval doesn't mean nourishment. It means legally tolerated, in small amounts. The problem is repetition. When these compounds are eaten daily, they don't vanish. They accumulate, quietly increasing the workload on your liver, kidneys, and metabolic systems. Children are hit hardest. Their bodies are smaller, still developing, and far less equipped to detoxify constant chemical exposure.
This isn't about panic.
And it's not about conspiracy. McDonald's isn't trying to poison you. They're doing something simpler and more dangerous, engineering food for speed, consistency, shelf life, and profit, then trusting your body to deal with the consequences. Every burger, fry, shake, and sauce adds another layer to a chemical load most people never agreed to carry. And that's the final truth.
Fast food doesn't fail because of one bad ingredient.
It fails because of systems designed to feed millions cheaply, efficiently, and endlessly, while nutrition becomes optional.
If you care what goes into your body, awareness is the first step. Read labels, ask questions, cook when you can.
Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And that's why this list matters. Throughout the countdown, it's critical to keep viewers engaged, reacting, and entertained, and McDonald's provides plenty of material for that. Asking rhetorical questions works wonders. Do you really want to eat fries cooked in medical-grade silicone? Makes the audience pause and imagine what's on their plate. Or when discussing chicken McNuggets, mechanically separated chicken with binders? Sounds appetizing, right? Calls to action are sprinkled naturally to boost interaction. Hit that like button and subscribe now. You won't believe what's coming next. These micro CTAs work best when paired with a tease of something even more shocking, keeping viewers hooked. Humor and exaggeration are your friends. Talking about soda fountains, you can say, "Poop bacteria in your Coke? Yum." It's shocking, gross, and hilarious all at once. For the ice cream machine segment, quip, "Think your McFlurry is safe? Think again." It's basically a microbial amusement park in there. Engagement also comes from relatable scenarios. When mentioning breakfast sandwiches or Filet-O-Fish,
prompt viewers to reflect. You thought a fish sandwich was safe? Spoiler, it's full of hidden dairy. Or, for Big Mac sauce, antifreeze in your burger? Not literally, but close enough to make you question your life choices. Even subtle humor works in the transitions. Next up, something even your dentist would avoid. These micro-engagements break up the heavy info, maintain pace, and make the shocking facts digestible, all while keeping your audience laughing, gasping, and thinking exactly where you want them. It's not just about a single burger or fry. It's about long-term exposure to a cocktail of chemicals and additives. Your body's liver and kidneys are constantly working to process preservatives, artificial flavors, and petroleum-based compounds. Over time, this chronic load can contribute to metabolic stress, inflammation, and long-term health issues, especially if you eat fast food multiple times a week. Children are particularly vulnerable. Their developing bodies are less capable of detoxifying chemicals, meaning a happy meal today could impact their health decades later. Regular consumption of additives like TBHQ, high fructose corn syrup, and sodium benzoate may affect growth, metabolism, and even cognitive development. Comparing the US to other countries highlights just how much profit and shelf life are prioritized over health. In the UK or Canada, fries, fish sandwiches, and buns often contain far fewer additives, sometimes just 4 ingredients, proving that healthier options are possible. Ultimately, this isn't just trivia or fear-mongering, it's a reflection of how fast food culture has shaped our diets. Convenience and cost are king, while nutrition and safety often take a back seat. The cumulative effect isn't always immediate, but over years it adds up, quietly influencing your health and well-being. Now that you know what's lurking behind the golden arches, you might be wondering, what can you actually do to protect yourself? First, skip the soda fountains. Those machines are breeding grounds for bacteria, including E. coli. Instead, stick to bottled or canned drinks you can see sealed. No mystery microbes allowed. And while we're at it, avoid ice in your drinks. Ice machines are often dirtier than toilets, and trust me, you don't want a side of fecal bacteria with your soda. When it comes to food, soft-serve ice cream and McFlurries are a risk. The machines are complex, rarely cleaned thoroughly, and perfect for mold and listeria growth. Skip them entirely. If you have a dairy allergy, always check ingredient information online and ask for items without butter or cheese. Cross-contamination is common, and what seems safe might not be. The best solution? Cook at home. Making burgers, fries, breakfast sandwiches, or even a simple fish sandwich only takes about 20 minutes, and you'll know exactly what's going into your body. No dimethylpolysiloxane, no TBHQ, no hidden milk, and certainly no microbial surprises. You can season your food naturally, control salt and sugar levels, and enjoy fresh ingredients without risking your health. Ultimately, it's about informed choices, not paranoia. Eating at McDonald's occasionally won't kill you, but by understanding the risks and taking these small steps, you dramatically reduce your exposure to harmful chemicals, excess sodium, and potential pathogens. Your body and your family will thank you. Eating at McDonald's once in a while isn't going to harm you, but frequent visits can quietly load your body with preservatives, hidden chemicals, and other health risks. Those fries, nuggets, and breakfast sandwiches you love, they're more than just fast food. They're a mix of additives, oils, and ingredients that your body has to process every single time you eat them. Over weeks and months, the effects accumulate, especially for children or anyone with allergies. The good news? Knowledge is power. Now that you know what's really on the menu, you can make smarter choices. Skip the soda fountain, avoid soft serve, hold the butter, or cook at home. If you found this eye-opening, like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. McDonald's isn't the only fast food chain with secrets, and in our next video, we'll uncover what other menu items might be hiding behind the golden arches.